Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are good. So in this video I'm going to continue this project booking system, and in my last video I've already designed the schema for it, and this video will be all about APIs. So we are going to continue with APIs. I will show you how easily you can make APIs. Now I want to show you today a different way. Other than API views, I'm going to use generic views, and you will be going to learn a lot of new things in this video, which are in real used in production level code. You can say you are going to write production level code from today. So from this video you are going to see how we actually write code in production. So it will make our life very easy because we are using Django and Django REST framework, and it comes with a lot of already built-in things that we are just going to use, and it will reduce our code and make it shorten and easier to read. So let's start. So I have opened the documentation of Django REST framework, and when you will click this API guide, you can see different entities present in Django REST framework that we can use. And for now we have completed request, response. We know what is request, we know what is response, we know what is views. So views are something that helps us to write APIs. And now we are going to see generic views, and generic views are like a different version of API views, which makes our life very easier, makes our code very shorter. So once you will see it in code, you will get a very clear understanding of it. And I suggest you that after watching this video, you have to go through this documentation. I will also show this documentation right now and explain you what you have to read after watching this video, so that it will be very clear for you. Like, there will be no doubt in mind of you about generic views, about APIs after watching this video. So that's why it is very important to go through documentation once after watching this video, after watching the implementations. So what I want to show you is you have to come down, and you can see mixins also. Mixins I will explain later in this video. It is advanced topic but very easy topic, and in interviews, for interviews like these are very important. And for being a good engineer, you have to know how to write mixins, you have to know how to use them. It makes it very classy level developer if you know how to write mixins. So for now I just want to show you concrete view classes. So we are going to see create API view, list API view, retrieve API view, destroy API view, update API view, list create API view. So these are different generic API views that we are going to cover in this video. Not all API views we are going to use. I will show you how to use 4 or 5. After that you will learn how to use them, and you can easily use these API views. So you can see here, after every generic views, you can see it provides some post method. You can learn more about it. It provides a get method, it provides a get method, it provides a delete method. So according to our needs, what kind of API we are going to use, we are going to build, we are going to use these different generic API views. So for example, if I want to build a delete API, I'm going to use destroy API view. If I want to build a put or patch handlers, so I'm going to use update API view. If I want to show, and if I want to create, if I want to show a list, and if I want to create, I can use list create API view. So if I want all the three methods, I can use retrieve update API view. So it will provide all these three methods. Retrieve destroy API view provides get and delete. So you can learn more about it, and it will be very clear for you once you will watch my coding session. Like in this video, I'm going to implement it in code, and it will be very easy for you to grasp them. Then these documentation will be more understanding. You can understand it better once after watching that video. So let's start coding. Just going through documentation is kind of boring stuff that I even also don't like. So that's why I jumped into VS Code, and we are going to code it, and it is very easy, it is very fun to start with. So the very first line that we have to write is we have to import generics basically. So from REST framework, not resource, from REST framework import generics. Once you import generics, you can start building APIs. So let's see what models we have. So first I will like to start with location model. So I want to build a API which will help us to create locations. So it will be a create API. So let me write here for you, create location API. So I'm going to use generics for it. So let's start. I will create a class, create location API view. You can name it anything, but this is a standard that we follow. Now it will inherit generics dot create API view. You just have to write generics dot create API view because we are going to build a create API view. Now there are several parameters that you have to pass. So the first thing is query set. Query set is the model that you are targeting to create. So before that, we need to import that model. From dot models, we are going to import our location. So location model we are targeting for now, and query set we all know. I have already taught you. We have to provide location.objects.all. So I am targeting this query set location.objects.all, and you have to pass it every time whenever you are using a create API view, and you have to also provide a serializer for it, by using which it will create the instance of this model. So right now you just have to understand what I am saying. You have to give serializer class. Let's say currently I am passing it as a string, that I will create it right now. So to know more about it, like what more features, what more parameters that you can provide, you can go inside it. You can press command and enter it, and here you can see it will run a post method, and it also inherits these two mixins. So once you will click on this generic API view, you can see here query set, serializer class. These are things that you can provide. Lookup field, if you don't provide it, will use primary key, but if you will provide it, will override that. Filter backends, pagination class. Pagination I'll explain later in this course. That is also a good topic because in interview you'll see that. So it has a get query set method, get object, get serializer. These are different methods also that you can override. And I hope you know how object-oriented programming works, because if you know, then your life is very easy. You are inheriting this class. So once you inherit some class, you can override those their methods, you can override their parameters. So for now we are just overriding these two parameters, and because to create a API we need to know which model we are targeting and by which serializer we are going to create these models. So we don't have currently any serializers, we didn't have created any. So let's create a serializers.py file. And in this I'm going to import from REST framework .serializers, import model serializers, and I'm going to name it class location serializer, and it is gonna inherit model serializer. And in meta class we need to provide, I hope you know how to create serializer, so it is very easy. Just provide the name of the model. So our name of the model is location, and before that we need to import it. So from dot models import location. So once you will write it is done, and you need to provide fields, which fields you are targeting. So for now I want to get all the fields while creating. So we need to provide city, zip, state and zip code. So these are the three things that we need to provide. So I have completed my serializer, and I'm just gonna import this serializer in our views so that I can use it. So from dot serializers import location serializer. I hope you have no doubt in it. If you have any doubt, you can ask in comment at this point. It is very easy. Just create serializer, provide the query set and provide the serializer, and your work is done. Now you don't have to do anything, your API is ready. So you can see how much easy it is to build APIs in Django REST framework. You just have to provide two parameters and your work is done. You just have to create a class, provide two parameters, and your work is done. For now, for a basic create API, this is all you have to do. Now to check it if everything is fine or not, we are going to create URL urls.py, and we can copy some code from here to get started with. So let's paste it. We don't need admin, you can remove it. We don't need this. We are going to create our path. So I'm going to name it create location, and then I need to import the view that I have just created from dot views import create location API view, and we can write here create location API view dot as view. I hope you all are familiar with the syntax. So this is all we have to do for now, and let me check if I have not attached my URL yet. So we have to attach our apps URL here. So I'm gonna write API and include this is something that we are going to do every time in our project. In every project we have to include the URLs for our apps. So just write API dot name of the app and then files name URLs. So it is going to when we are going to this endpoint, it is going to include these URLs. So we have create location now, and we can start this project and see python manage.py run server. So it is saying port is already in use. I can start it on a different port. Now let's go to this. Now I have opened my browser, and you can see it is saying no page not found because we are not on the right URL. So we have to go /API, and then our URL was create location. So once you will hit enter, you can see this interface which is provided by Django REST framework, and it works very well with generic API view. So you just have to now give the city name. Let's I'm writing Bangalore, state Karnataka, zip code let's say 560, and you can hit post here. You can also pass data in JSON format here from raw data, and I'm using form. So let's hit post, and you can see the response here. It is saying ID3 Bangalore Karnataka. It is created. So the city that we just added is now visible here. So you can we can create a get API later to see this. Let's create another city. Let's say Bombay, Maharashtra is the status. Let's change the city name for now. Chennai. I want to create Chennai, Tamil, and this is going to be zip code. And once you will hit post, you can see this is created. This Chennai city is created. That this location object has been created, and this is how you can create more locations. And this first API is complete. Create API view. We have used generic API views for it, and as we all know, we have just seen that how much less code now we have to write to create APIs. So whenever we have to just create simple API to create objects, we can use create API view. This, and by these 3 lines only, we have created our first view. Now I am going to teach you the second important generic API view, which is list create API view. So I'm going to use that API view for this model. Let's say for hotel model. So let's import that model first, hotel, and class list create. Let's name it list create API view, and generic. It is going to inherit generics dot list create API view. Sorry. Yes, and here also you just have to pass query set. So query set is hotel dot objects dot all, which is gonna return all the hotel objects, and serializer class is first we need to create serializers. So let's come here, and it is very easy. Just copy this and change the name. This is going to be hotel serializer. Model is also going to be hotel. And fields, for now I'm gonna use each field of this hotel, and we can check it once. We have to provide name, the location ID, and the total number of rooms. So now I can import this hotel serializer, and it is completed. So congratulations, now we have 2 more APIs ready. I'm gonna show you how why I'm saying 2 more APIs. So let's create a API first, URL first, path. I'm gonna name it hotel. I'm not gonna name it create hotel, list hotel. I'm just gonna name it hotel, and I will show you later why I am saying this. So let's import our view first so that we can use it, not list create. What list? Oh, sorry. I wanted to create it list create hotel API view. I wanted to name it because I don't want the name to be very same like this. So let's go to list create hotel API view, and now we can write it here dot as view, and we are done. We have created 2 more APIs here. I can show you. So let's open the browser, and I'm going to use this location ID, that is 4 in our hotel. So I'm going to create a hotel first. So let's go to this URL hotels. Sorry, it is saying we can go to this hotel, not hotels. Once you will reach there, I have not done anything, but you can see a list here. You can see a hotel here, Parker Hotel, location 2, total number of rooms 43, and you can also see a form here. So this is what I wanted to teach you, because you can say in code in our list create hotel API view, we are using a generic named list create, and once you hover on it, you can also read this documentation: concrete view for listing a query set or creating a model instance. So this generic API view you can use to list the instances, and you can use this same API to create the instances. So if you want to list all the hotels, you just have to hit a get request on this API. You will see all the hotels, and once if you want to create a hotel, you just have to add a post request on this API. It is very easy. So let's say I'm adding a hotel. The name of the hotel is Nirvana. Total number of room is, let's say, 25, 28, and location I can choose. You can, if you want to pass location as a JSON, you need to provide the ID. But as we are using Django REST frameworks UI, it gives us option to choose like this. So let's say I want to choose Chennai, and if I hit post, you can see in response I'm getting that this hotel is now created. But when I hit this get request, I'm gonna see all the hotels here. So once you will click on this get, you can see you are hitting a get request and you are getting all the hotels. So in a single URL, we can create also, we can list also. So this was how much easy. Now we have 2 different APIs ready for it. So this is 2 APIs, create and list. So we have created with just 3 lines, we have created a post API and a list API, a get API with just 3 lines. So this is the importance of generic API view that I wanted to show you, and I think this video is getting longer, but let's see. Now we have seen list create API view, create API view. Now you can easily implement destroy API view or update API view. And the next thing that I'm gonna teach you is very, very important, which is kind of combo of everything. So it will be very easy. It will reduce, like here the first time I have written 3 lines of code for just a single API. The next time I have written 3 lines of code for 2 APIs. Like these 3 lines, build 2 APIs. These 3 build 1 APIs. Now I'm gonna write 3-4 lines more, and it is gonna build 4 APIs for you. So it will be, our life will be very easy if we are using Django REST framework, and that's why I love it over. I prefer it over any other backend framework. While writing code, it provides a lot of flexibility also, and it makes our life very easy as a developer. So let's start. The next generic view that we are going to target. So let's name it. First, see which model we are targeting. So for now, I want to target. Let's apply on this room model. Let's create view for it. So class room API view. I am just writing room API view because it is going to be combo of a lot of things. So generics dot. I'm going to use this retrieve, update, destroy API view. So I will show you. I will show you what kind of things that we can do here. So first thing, we have to provide this query set. It is very easy. We need to import our model first. So our model is room, and not just room. First we need to create a serializer also. So let's do it. Room serializer. It is very easy to create serializer, as you can see also. Until we don't want any customization or custom validation, it is just 3-4 lines. Here also we need to import room. So we are done room serializer. Now we can import it also, and we just have to write room dot objects dot all, and we are done. We have to write serializer class, room serializer, and now I will provide 2 more parameters, and I will explain you why. To delete something, destroy means delete, or to update something, we need to identify the object that we are going to update. Like if I want to update first hotel, or I want to delete second hotel, so I need to provide this identity now, which hotel we are targeting, the first or second. In these APIs we wanted to create. So for creating, we don't need to worry about the IDs, like which hotel we want to create. We don't need to take care of IDs, or if we, in this also either we were listing the objects or we were creating the objects. So we don't need to worry about the IDs, the lookup parameters. But in this case, I'm going to delete something, and to delete something, first I need to identify that thing. And for identification, I want to add hotel. Sorry, I want to add something which I'm going to show you. So that is lookup field. Like how I'm going to identify which room to delete. So for that, I'm using primary key for now. So you can write PK, you can also write ID. ID is also very same as primary key. So you can use anything from these also, capacity, hotel, but make sure that is unique, otherwise you will be in trouble. So primary keys are always unique, as we all know. And then you have to provide lookup URL quag, means how, like in the URL, how this Django will identify that this is primary key. So this is something that you have to pass. So I am saying that I will write PK in the URL, or in the URL also I will pass PK, and you have to take this PK as primary key. So Django will know, once you will pass anything in URL as a parameter, as a keyword argument, it will consider it as the primary key of this model. If you are getting confused, don't worry, it is very easy. You just have to write these 2 things, and in now we have to do that in URLs also. So let's say I'm writing path room, and this is the room, not room serializer, room API view that we are targeting. So I just created a URL for me, and now I can go to this room and see what operations I can perform. So this is the documentation that you can go through. Let's come here, room. We are getting expected view room API to be called with a URL argument named primary key. Okay, So we are seeing an error, and it is saying that our URL must have a keyword argument named primary key. Fix your URL configuration or set up the lookup field attribute on the view correctly. It is saying we have to fix our URL or we have to fix our this lookup field, because Django, let me show you with the code. What Django is doing, Django is trying to find this primary key in the URL, and in the URL we are not providing anything. That's why it is showing us an error. So let's add a this is how we add parameters, URL quarks. So you can write that in this way. I am going to pass a primary key in the URL, and it will be in the form of integer. For now it is integer because we have not modified our primary keys. It is just numbers 1 2 3 4 like this. So that's how integer works. If it is UUID, you can write UUID. You can write string also if you want to search from string. It depends on you. So for simple cases we have integer for now, and now it should work. So let's go here and reload this page, and it is saying this part doesn't match any, which is correct because we don't have any rooms yet. So first let me create some rooms from admin panel. So we can come here, admin, you can log in here. Let's we can surpass this. We can create rooms from here. Let's say I have created a room for capacity 2 in the Chennai hotel. I am creating one more room of capacity 1 in Chennai hotel. I am creating one more room with capacity, let's say 4, not 14 but 4. So these are the 3 room objects that I have just created. Now I want to go back to my APIs and see what things I could do. So API room, and it is saying now I can pass ID for the rooms. So let's pass the first ID, and you can see here once you will add one, once you'll write one here and hit the request, these are few operations that you can perform. The first one that I want to highlight here is this form. This is showing the data of this room. You can update the capacity, you can update the hotel. So this is the patch API that I wanted to show you, sorry, the put one. And means you can perform put and patch both, but it will go as a put, and the remaining data will be very same. Means the purpose will be fully served by this API. The second thing I want to show is get here. So it is saying no room matches the given query. It is saying there is no room with this ID. So let's try with a different ID. So I'm writing 2. So once I have written 2, it is saying yeah, this is a room, and you can see the data of that room here that I can update. If I can write here 3, and once I will make it put, it will update the capacity of this second room, the room with ID 2. The capacity will be updated to 3. Let's try it. So now you can see the capacity is 3. So this is how you can update it using put patch. Or these are the few delete. You can also delete this by this interface, by this same endpoint. If you hit a delete request on this API, it is going to be deleted. If you hit a get request on this same, you are going to get the data about this room. And if you hit put, you can do put operation. So now you understood that how much easy it is to create APIs using generic views. Using just you can just see, I'm showing you just with these 5, like 1 2 3 4 lines, 5 lines, we have created 3 different APIs. We don't have to do anything. Django is handling everything for us, and we just have to, if we want any kind of customization, if we want to do something on our own, it is also very easy. But this video is getting very long, so I will explain that in next part of it. And I hope you all have enjoyed this video so much, and I also suggest you to build different API for the rest of the models. You can try building all the APIs, like 4 APIs, or you can also modify in your project. You can use, instead of create, like for location also you can use this, or you can try different generic views. And the more you play with the code, the more you will learn, And if you have any doubt, you can just ask me. I'm happy to help. So that's all for this video. In the next video, I'm going to explain you how we can customize it, how we can write custom views, how we can write. So once you know how to write custom views, how to write custom methods, your life will be very easy. Like you can write custom serializers, also custom mixins. Also the method will be very similar. So you know one thing and you will get to know everything. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Bye bye. See you in the next video. And if possible, please subscribe to my channel so that it will encourage me to upload more and more videos like this, more educational videos like this.